Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, बोलिए Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Ras Bihari, Radha Ras Bihari Radhe. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman, Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman. Jaya Gauranita, Gauranita, Patita Pavan Gauranita. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Oh, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. सभी लोग गौर नित्यानंद बोल, गौर नित्यानंद बोल. ओ नित्य गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल. निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we welcome all the devotees who have come here to join us for today's session. And we also welcome devotees who have joined us online. A very warm welcome. It's a great honor, privilege to have His Grace Bhurijan Prabhu with us. You know, Bhurijan Prabhu is very famous for his Jappa workshops. He has also created at Govardhan the Jappa Retreat Center, where he conducts all throughout the year wonderful Jappa sessions, especially after Kartik month. It's all over the world people attend his Jappa workshops. So we are fortunate enough to have Bhurijan Prabhu with us, and he's helping us in our most important devotional practice, that is chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And we welcome His Grace Bhurijan Prabhu with a loud chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We also would like to welcome His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj by loudly chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. How many of you are full of enthusiasm? How many of you are a little tired? No one will admit it. Okay, so of all of you who are enthusiastic, what are you enthusiastic to do? You have to raise your hands. Yes, because this is, you're answering just for yourself or for everyone? Yes, what are you enthusiastic to do? You're enthusiastic to improve your chanting. How do you define improve your chanting? What do you mean? So you'd like to be able to hear with more attention. Thank you. Anyone else have any thoughts of what they would like to do today? Maybe put the sound down. Huh? Yeah. Sounds too loud to me. Huh? I'm an old man. It's young. Prabhu. So who would anyone like to say what they would like to do with their chanting? Improve? Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
The chanting is very mechanical, so I would
It's
like
mechanical for you.
So what's the mood? How can we improve our mood of chanting? So that's
How can we? Or
improve
how
the
can
mood.
I
How can I?
improve the mood of your chanting?
Yes.
Well, I can tell you one way, but I won't tell you now. I'll tell you a little later. One more. You had yes, what would you like to?
I'm actually tired more than enthusiastic.
You're tired.
Yes.
Well, what are you going to do about that? You want to take a little rest in the back?
No, I'm tired because I want to connect with Krishna so deeply, but my senses, my mind is constantly consuming me. And I
So
feel
let me
that
just, wait. You'd like very much to be with Krishna, but your mind, it's
consuming me a lot.
consuming you.
Consuming me. Yeah, actually consuming me.
You're consumed by your mind.
Yes, with the senses.
Okay, and the senses. So there's you, and there's your mind and your senses. So which one's really you?
I don't know.
But you said you, there's you desire to chant and be with Krishna in the form of his holy names, but your mind goes elsewhere and your senses get disturbed. Yes. I don't think you're the only one who has that issue, by the way. Because in Kali Yuga, everyone's mind, this is the characteristic of Kali Yuga, upadrutaha. Everyone's mind tends to be disturbed. It's a very atmosphere in Kali Yuga. Do you have your phone with you?
Yeah.
Is it on or off?
It's on.
It's
on.
Yeah. Well, if you want to solve half your problem, turn it off.
I'm not addicted to my phone.
Huh?
I'm not addicted to my phone at all. Even if it is on, I will stay away until and unless.
That's your mind talking. Turn off your phone. I'll be your intelligence. And not only you should turn off your phone, turn off their phones. You think you can do it? That's the spirit. Because we're not only speaking about what we should do here in Jappa, we're talking about, do you chant at home mostly? Yeah. Do you keep your phone on?
Keep my phone with me when I'm chanting.
Okay, good. Very good. Okay. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Tinamane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharane Nivasesha Sunyavadi Pachati Devzatari Om Aganatimilindasya Jana Jana Salakaya Saksu Samidatan Zaina Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Zaina Bhutale Sayam Pakadamayam Dadati Sa Pandantikam Vanchakalpa Trubhyascha Vipasindu Vaevacha Patitanam Pavinebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Hare Krishna. Raise your hand if you have your beads with you. That's good. Now, when we start chanting Jappa every day, many of us chant at home, some of us chant in the temple room, some of us chant in their own rooms here. First thing we should do is turn off our phones. Make sure it's not near us at all. You're smiling. I think you know what I'm talking about. Yes? I'm serious. That's the best start. And then what do we do? First, what I would like to recommend is we think about what we're doing and decide whether we want to chant better than usual, chant Krishna's names with seriousness, with determination. So one actually has to make this type of resolve. We call that as sankalpa. One should fix one's mind, understand what one is trying to do during this time. Because if we just begin with our mind wandering with no purpose, it will generally just continue wandering with no purpose. But if we decide that I'm going to hear what I do much of the time, is decide that I want to hear one Hare Krishna mantra beginning with Hare. Because there's such a different taste when one is with Krishna in the form of the holy names, when one is conscious or putting one's consciousness on the sound vibration as opposed to just mechanical chanting. There's one lecture wherein I heard Srila Prabhupada say that mechanical chanting is also an offense. Why? Anyone like to venture an answer? Prabhupada didn't speak more about that. Have you heard that? Where Prabhupada said that? Yeah, it's in one lecture. Why do you think it's offensive? I thought you could hear. Okay. Mechanical chanting is also an offense. He said that. Why do you think it's offensive? Yes, Prabhu. What's your name? Saurabh. But you'll have to speak loudly because... Yes.
Ignoring Krishna, that's why.
Ignoring Krishna. Yes, that's... Did everyone hear that? That Krishna and his name are the same. And when we chant mechanically, which means unconsciously, basically, we're unconscious of what we're doing, we're just doing it. But without the consciousness that Krishna and his name are the same, then it's very insulting to Krishna. The example that I always give, or many times I give it, could you tell me, Prabhu, what you did starting early in the morning today? From the morning, you just start telling me what you did today, from early morning, but out loud. But yeah, you'll need a microphone. But now everyone will know. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. I woke up in the morning and then I got fresh. I went for Mangala arati. I read my Mangala arati. I started chanting. And then after that, I attended Guru-Puja, then lecture. Then I had my prasadam. Then I went to sleep. Then I again woke up. I studied. Then I chanted again. And then I'm here.
You stopped. Why?
I'm done.
You're done? You finished right after Mangalarti. You took a little rest? Why did you stop? Why did you stop? So shy. Why did you stop?
There was a break in engagement.
That was
Break in engagement.
engagement. What do you mean? That say directly. Someone will help him. Yes. Sorry.
He was giving the answer, which the question you have asked, but you are not paying attention.
I wasn't paying any attention to him. Was I paying attention to you? You're too shy. Was I paying any attention to him? Now, how do you think he felt? Because he won't tell me. You felt bad. You felt ignored, and you stopped. And if I kept on doing that, you'd probably leave and walk away. I mean, but you knew I was just playing. So when we more or less ask Krishna to come, I'm now going to chant your names, and then don't pay any attention to him, here is the real point, that Krishna is a person. This is so hard for us to actually accept on a deep level, that Krishna is a person. He's a supreme person, but he's a person. And all people have characteristics. And no people like to be ignored. If I invite you to speak to me and then I don't pay any attention to you, either physically or mentally, you'll leave. So Krishna won't be present in his name if we don't want him to be present, if we're just going to offend him by ignoring him. So the first thing we should do is understand when I'm sitting and chanting Krishna's names, I'm inviting Krishna to be present, and I shouldn't ignore him. So, because our minds tend to flicker and wander here and there, we may not be expert at paying full attention to Krishna as we chant. But we should really try our best, understanding he is a person. He even says in the Bhagavad-gita, Patram Pushpam Yomam Bhakta Prayasati Tadaham. What does that mean? It means that if you give Krishna, the person, a leaf, one patra, especially Tulsi, or even some water or some fruit, but with bhakti, with devotion, which means you want to give him pleasure by that act, aslami paratapmana, I will accept it, he says. If you do this with devotion, patram pushpam punam tayam, yomam bhakti prasiti taraham bhakti paritam asnami paratapmana. Perhaps it's a little loud because it's feeding back. So the first thing is when we chant, we try to remember what we're doing and fix our mind. I want to be, if you can, if you do desire this, I want to be with Krishna now in the form of his holy names. And I have nothing else to do other than to try my best to be with Krishna. And that we should decide to do with determination. I sometimes fall into the trap. I'll be chanting and I won't turn off my phone. And then I'll get a wonderful, most important idea that I should immediately tell someone something that's so important. And I more or less I'm telling Krishna, this is important and you're not important. And Krishna will say, okay, I was just leaving now anyway. Of course, he won't say that, but it's insulting. So that determination to try our best to be with Krishna in the form of his holy names, Nam Namakari Buhura Nibasava Shakti Tatapita Niyamata Smaranena Kala. He's given us the opportunity, and this is the essential question that we want to ask ourselves. Do I want to be with Krishna now? I find that question is very heavy in a sense, because we'll all superficially say, yes, of course. But do I really want to be with Krishna right now? Well, time will tell. At least we should try our best. So we make a sankalpa for this, for right now we're going to chant, in a few minutes we'll chant for 20 minutes, say. So for this 20 minutes, we really want to fix our mind on the point that during this 20-minute period, I have nothing else to do, no matter what my mind tells me is so important. You've gone already? Okay. No matter what my mind tells me, at some point in our devotional service, we're confronted with the point that we have to control our mind. Otherwise, it's going to, who knows where it will take us. At some point in our devotional service, we are confronted with the wayward mind. And we have to decide whether we want to be in the wonderful world of my mind, or do we want to be with Krishna? So at least we should try our best. So this we're calling this a sankalpa. We take this determination. And then what I personally recommend to begin is we try to hear the holy names. This was the basic instruction that Srila Prabhupada gave. We try to be with Krishna in the form of the holy names by hearing. By hearing and by speaking. Krishna it focuses the mind, focuses the consciousness. So what I personally recommend, and I have this in the Jappa book, is that we try to hear one Hare Krishna Maha Mantra completely, beginning with the first Hare. So of course I would like to hear 16 rounds or 32 rounds or 64 rounds or 128 rounds perfectly. But then it's very discouraging when I'm not unable to do that. And not only that, I can't do that at once. And then my mind is going to the future. And what do I do about this? And what if I can't do that? And what happens if this happens? So I just try to hear one Hare Krishna Maha Mantra beginning with Hare, the first Hare. And I make that my goal. And so some devotees say, try to hear one mantra at a time. But that's not how I think, because as soon as I think of at a time, I'm thinking I have to do this again and again and again and again and again. But just try to hear one Hare Krishna mantra, the one I'm chanting now. That's what I try to do. Of course, there's more to chanting Krishna's names than this, but it's a step forward. This we can do by our will, by trying our best. We can get quite close to this. And much of the other steps in chanting Krishna's names occur by Krishna's mercy. A taste will come. And then we don't want to do anything else other than chant. But that happens not by our willpower. It happens by Krishna's mercy. So we should do what we can do and try our best to do that. And then if the mind wanders, and the mind, that's the nature of the mind, bring it back and try again the next mantra. Okay, so that's the basic instruction. It's relatively simple. Oh yeah, there was one more thing that's very important. Before we begin chanting, we make our sankalpa. This is what I would like to do. And then we pray for the strength to do it. We pray to Krishna in the form of the holy names. We pray to our Guru, or to the Vaishnavas, to Srila Prabhupada, to the Panchatattva, to RadhaRasbihari, to Nitai, Nitagore, to Sitaram, Lakshman, Hanuman, to the Dasta Vrindavan, to Giriraj Govardhan. We pray and ask for mercy, thinking that we are not, well, I could say for myself, not very capable. So I need some help. And then we begin. Is that clear? So first, what was the first thing? Turn off your mobile phone. Prabhu, is your mobile phone on? Please turn it off. Yeah. And second, make a sankalpa. What do I want to do for this 20 minutes? Next 20 minutes. We're going to be chanting. What do I want to do? Do I want to pay attention to the holy names, or do I want to just switch the beads and get the rounds done? Or do I want to be with Krishna? Well, decide what you want to do, and then try your best. And then you pray for help, and then begin. Okay? So we're actually going to make a 20-minute session here. And sometimes during this time period, I'll say, try your best. And what I mean by that is that, pray for help. And if your mind is wandering, bring it back. That's what I mean by try your best. So I'll try not to talk so much, although sometimes I do a little extra talking. But when I say try your best, I mean bring your mind back to the simple goal of trying to be with Krishna in the form of his holy names by hearing those holy names. Beginning one mantra, try to hear one mantra, beginning with Hare. Okay, so I'm going to press, and our 20-minute period has just begun. And remember, Krishna is a person, a supreme person, who becomes captivated by the love and affection of his devotees. And he reciprocates with them. As Prabhupada would say, if you take one step towards him, he will take 10, sometimes I've heard 100 towards you. So let us try our best. So bring intention into your chanting. I will try my best to chant Krishna's names, to be with Krishna in the form of his holy names. Try your best, okay? And if you can chant one Hare Krishna mantra and hear it, you're so fortunate. You're so fortunate if you can hear one Hare Krishna mantra. What to speak of if you can chant with prema. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. If your mind wanders, don't worry, it's natural. Just bring it back to the simple goal of being with Krishna in the form of his holy names. Try your best. If you can hear one Hare Krishna mantra, beginning with Hare, you're so fortunate. Keep it simple. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Try your best. Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna. If your mind wanders, don't worry, it's natural. Just gently bring it back to the simple goal of being with Krishna in the form of his holy names. Just, if you can hear one Hare Krishna mantra, you are very fortunate, beginning with Hare. Just try your best. And you have nothing else to do now except be with Krishna in the form of his holy names. Please accept that. No matter what your mind tells you, you have nothing else to do now. Try your best. If you can hear one Hare Krishna mantra beginning with Hare, you're very fortunate. Try your best. You have nothing else to do now except be with Krishna in the form of his holy names. Try your best. And if you can hear one Hare Krishna mantra, you're very fortunate, beginning with Hare. Try your best to hear the holy names of Krishna, to be with Krishna in the form of his holy names. Try your best. Please try your best.
Everyone, it is now about time for the week. I will start and
What are you doing? Not now. Hare Krishna. Try your best, but don't try anything. I mean, not you. You should try your best. Try your best. Keep trying. Remember Krishna as a person. Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, Hare Krishna. That was 20 minutes. Anyone would like to say how they did in that chanting session? Raise your hand if you'd like to say how you did. Yes, Prabhu.
I had an amazing experience.
Say that again.
I had an amazing experience.
Is it something you want to reveal to us?
Yes. I realized that if I'm thinking of Krishna as a person, when I'm chanting, I must also think of Srimati Radharani. Because Hare Krishna.
Well, quite wonderful. Did you hear one Hare Krishna mantra while you chanted? Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Prabhu. Amazing realization. Anyone else like to say, even if they're Yeah, how was your chanting? Did you hear one Hare Krishna mantra? Anyone like to say? Yes. You have a question though. You want to ask your question now? No. How did you do in your chanting?
So when I made my mind that I want to be attentive, I want to be with Krishna. When I made my mind before starting to chant, I made my mind that I want to be Krishna, and that is possible when I will be attentive.
You want to be
I want to be with Krishna.
With Krishna.
And that is possible when I will be attentive. So the moment I was going unconscious, it is just like a cycle. After 10 to 20 seconds, I get awake and then I come to that conscious. So if I take a vow, then it is very effective. It brings back
Sankalpa,
yeah,
determination.
yeah.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Were you able to hear one Hare Krishna mantra?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you. Prabhu, you wanted to say something? I had called on that devotee. And I'll ask any of the Matajis if they'd like to say anything right next. Little one, don't put your beads on the ground, please, okay? Don't put your beads on the ground, okay?
So Prabhuji, I was very amazed that my mind was going away from the holy name so many times. And whenever you were saying that just hear one Hare Krishna Mahamantra or bring the mind back, it would be like I would realize, oh, it went in this direction or the mind went in that direction. But whenever you would say it, at least for the next few seconds, I would be able to hear the holy names.
How did you feel about yourself when you realized that your mind was, you had one plan and your mind had a different plan?
Very helpless that I don't have any control over my mind.
Yeah. Honest. Now, Prabhupada, we will hear very soon, Prabhupada deal with that particular issue. Does anyone else have the problem that sometimes their mind wanders? Oh yeah, I also. But when there's love for Krishna, and even at the stage of ruchi, the mind wanders to Krishna, not away from Krishna. And the wandering is away from Krishna, and to Krishna. You can't help it because Krishna is all attractive. And it's so important to hear about Krishna from the Bhagavatam, from the Bhagavad-gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's so important to hear because by hearing how attractive Krishna is and how the great devotees love Krishna so much, then we also become more affected and more attracted to Krishna, or at least we want to be. Any of the Matasis wanted to say something? How was your chanting? Yes. Well, the only problem with that, it's very good desire, but the only problem with that is when you want to be fortunate all the time, then you start thinking about all the time, as opposed to the mantra that you're chanting right now. So we suggest just dire. Just if you can hear one mantra, you're so fortunate. If you can desire to be with Krishna once, you might even desire to be with him in the next mantra you chant. Thank you. One more. Anyone else? Yes, Prabhu, in the back. And then Mataji, and then we'll go on. Yeah. You have a loud voice, so say it. Oh, I can't hear it though. So maybe we have to wait for the microphone.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for such brilliant session. After some time, I started listening to my chanting. In the second round, it was something like I started realizing.
A little bit slower, please.
Sorry. I started realizing that, oh, Krishna's names are so sweet, so sweet. And then as I went further, tears started coming out of my eyes, and I was like, what am I doing? I'm still speculating that if Krishna is real or not. I was like, how am I still attracted to material things? Why am I not attracted to Krishna?
Sometimes, if it's so wonderful when you're crying, better not tell anyone. Keep these things like a treasure, a gift. If you have many, many rubies and diamonds and pearls, just if you start advertising.
Right. This was also one of my thoughts, that why am I so engrossed in all of these material things? Why am I...
But okay, a little bit louder and a little bit slower though.
This was also one of my thoughts, that why am I still thinking about, all these useless things like advertising? I should not be focused in such things. I should only hear Krishna's names.
Only, be with Krishna consciously. Yeah, how wonderful. Thank you, Prabhu. And
thank you. Thank you very much.
We thank Prabhupada because he gave us this gift. Yes. You want to wait for the microphone, Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I have a question. I felt really nice. Thank you for the amazing experience. Whenever I start thinking about Krishna, it's naturally tend to think about my Guru Maharaj. So I don't know how, but it's very natural.
But think of your Guru Maharaj as a servant of Krishna, so there won't be duality. This is the instruction of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, that it's not like your Guru Maharaj is just Guru Maharaj. He's Guru Maharaj because he's representative of Srila Prabhupada and also a servant of Krishna. So think of him, think of all the wonderful service he did for Krishna, and think that he's with Krishna.
Thank you.
So don't make a duality between Guru and Krishna.
Thank you.
Okay, now I wanted to have you hear something that I think is very wonderful. Now, there's 2 recordings I gave you. One of them, one of them says Stow Lake. You ready for that one? Not the other one. Now, yes. Maybe it might be helpful if we turn out some of the lights, perhaps, and this goes on. Now, this is Prabhupada speaking in 1968 to devotees. They're walking. And listen to Prabhupada's instructions here very carefully. And it'll answer some good questions. Yes. And you have to press the space bar and it will go on.
They're very clear.
Prabhupada speaking about yoga.
That means all of them are in the present time. So everything is unique. There, all the body to serve with the strength. You have to naturally yes. And then I regular practice. This is very difficult. And whether actually nobody is very sad. It's not real. This is very hard at the same time. Then I to start and writing the natural stuff. Okadi, hot light, that is also discharged by disease and lamentation. Every moment there is something for which you have to lament. Oh, Okadi. Disease, his body is a breeding ground of all kinds of disease. Life is hot and it is so much. How is it possible to catch it? Therefore, this one practice, chanting Hare Krishna, and hearing, that is very and praying to Krishna, please give me strength. Hare, oh Sandhya, oh Krishna, I have no strength. Please accept me. Yes, I have no qualification. I am praying, I am trying, but I am failing. How is happy to be Krishna is all powerful. He can do anything. Even we do not perform, trying our best, if you fail, and Krishna is but like a child tries his best, but he falls down. Mother takes that. Mother, don't walk like that.
Okay. Now, everyone, see if you can find a group of devotees. Make it 5 or 6 or 7, not more than 8, but go into a circle with a group of devotees. And first of all, spend a few minutes discussing what you remember from what Prabhupada just said. Please turn the lights on. Okay, begin discussing what you... So if you have 4 or 3, it's okay. Whatever. Let's begin discussing what you just heard, or how your chanting was, how you'd like to improve, or whatever. Just one more minute of talking. Just one more minute. Okay, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Now just stay in the groups, stay in the same group. But now, make your sankalpa, then pray for help, and chant Krishna's holy name. But first start with sankalpa or determination. You really want to focus and see what you really want to do at this time. Do you want to be with Krishna? Do you want to try your best? First, decide and be determined to try your best. Go ahead. Let's begin. And then begin chanting whenever you're ready. We'll have another 20-minute session. But be determined to try your best. That's my suggestion. And if you can hear one Hare Krishna mantra, beginning with Hare, you're very fortunate. Try your best. If your mind wanders, don't worry. It's all right. Just bring it back to the simple goal of being with Krishna in the form of his holy names. He's a person, remember that. Ask yourself, do I want to be with Krishna now? Try your best. Please try your best. Focus, focus, focus. Try your best. Try your best. Please try your best. Okay, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So does anyone have any questions? Raise your hand if you have a question. It seems like there's two of us. Why don't we turn that one off? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. What to do? Hare Krishna. Everyone should chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Oh, it worked. The power of the Hare Krishna mantra can do anything. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
It has to be loud and speak
Hare
slowly. Please.
Hare Krishna. So, Prabhuji, in the beginning of class, you told that Krishna is a person. So, if I'm talking to you right now, and suppose I ignore you or something, you may anytime come up to me and tell me that, Prabhu, you are not listening to me. I'm getting upset or something. But we don't see Krishna or hear Krishna. So, we don't feel that personal face-to-face connection with him. That is also one reason we tend to get down in our chanting.
Yes.
So how?
I'll tell you a true story that doesn't exactly answer your question, but it does in another way. That many years ago, when I was staying in Vrindavan, some devotees from Iran came. And this was the first preaching in Iran, and Iran is a Muslim country. So all the devotees who came, one devotee whose name was Mahaprabhu was preaching there, and about 8 or 10 devotees came from Iran. And because somehow or another they came to my room also, so I spoke to them for a while. And then they left, but one Mataji, who was elderly, who couldn't speak any English, stayed behind with a translator. And she said that she's born in a Muslim family and that they're so strongly taught that the Lord doesn't have any form. So she said she couldn't relate to Krishna Balaram. She couldn't relate to the deities at all because of her previous training. So I preached to her philosophy, that Bhumir, Apol, Nolova, Krishna has energies, they're his energies. He can work through those energies, even if they're his material energies. So the deities are that. But it didn't at all convince her of anything. So I told her, I remembered something that this was in 1980 something, early 80s. So it was very soon after the time Prabhupada had been there and left. So Prabhupada's people were still talking, Prabhupada did this, and Prabhupada had done this here. So one of the things we heard was that Prabhupada said, if you have a problem that you can't solve, you should take it to Balaram. We had heard that. So I remembered that. So I told this elderly Muslim lady that you should take this problem to Balaram. And I gave her some very practical instructions. When you want to go through Krishna Balaram Mandir to get to the altar, you have to use your elbows to get through the crowds. And then you have to get your place right on the altar part. And you put your elbows up there and claim that area as yours. And then I said, then you should tell everything to Balaram. And he speaks Farsi also. So you tell everything to Balaram in Farsi, and there's two things. You tell him everything, tell him you've been born in a Muslim family and you can't believe that he's anything. Tell him everything. You just have to be completely honest and open to Balaram, and then just stay there for as long as it takes. So she left and went down there with her friend. And then I forgot about it. And I went on with whatever I was doing. And then about 45 minutes later, she came back and said, now I believe. And I have no idea what happened between her and Balaram. So you should go to Rasbihari, Bonatai, Ram Lakshmanan. You tell them everything and treat them like your dearest friend, even though you may have your back turned to them sometimes. But I will tell you one other thing that I heard Prabhupada say recently. He was talking about Krishna. I think I may have mentioned this in one of the classes even, that I can't remember the exact context, that Krishna had come previously, yada yada hidamasya. And then Prabhupada said, Krishna is here even now. Otherwise, and then he waited a while, but you cannot see him, he said. And nor can we hear him, maybe. But otherwise, he said, how could the Krishna consciousness movement have spread all over the world in just a few years? Unless it was Krishna who was doing it. And Prabhupada saw clearly that it was Krishna working through him. Namattakaram bhavya savya saksha. So he was seeing Krishna. And so many times, actually, do you do book distribution sometimes? And sometimes you try your best and nothing happens. And sometimes you say, Krishna, if you don't help me. And then sometimes he'll help. And you know that he's helped you. Sometimes does that happen? So he does reciprocate with you. So you should, and all the devotees have, not all the devotees always, but sometimes Krishna lets us know that he's there, which means that he's not only there some of the time, he's there all the time, but sometimes he lets us know. So he does communicate too. But if you have a problem that you can't solve, you should take it to, or you could take it to Rasbihari, or you could take it to Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman, or C.C. Gornitai, or Srila Prabhupada, or your dear and trusted devotee friends. But Krishna is there, but you cannot see him. So our prayer isn't so much, as Prabhupada said, quoting Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he said, don't try and see Krishna, but act in such a way that Krishna will see you. He does reciprocate. He's giving you, did he feed you today? Was nice prasad? you can breathe, you can serve, you can chant his holy names. Were you able to hear sometimes the holy name? Do you think you can do that without Krishna's mercy? No, of course, everyone knows the right answer, and I'm putting you on the spot. But the reality is that if Krishna wants to take away any ability we have, we cannot see, we cannot breathe, our heart will not beat, we cannot speak, we cannot lift our arm, and our mind can just be all over the place. So the fact that, Krishna is very kind. So of course we theoretically know that, we're taught that, but actually we should think about it, how kind Krishna has been. It's a good meditation, and then try to serve him who is so kind. What do you think? Another time, someone in 1968, the relationship with Prabhupada was different than it was later. It was a little less formal. There weren't very many, he didn't have many disciples. So one of them asked Prabhupada, how come you give so much mercy to Tamal Krishna Maharaj? Did you ever hear this recording? Yeah. He said, how come you give so much mercy to Tamal Krishna Maharaj? And then Prabhupada answered that his mercy is for everyone. Krishna's mercy is for everyone. But if it's like the sun's beneficial rays are for everyone. But if I go in my room and close the door and close the blinds and close the curtains, what can the sun do? So he explained that certain people are more receptive to Krishna's mercy. So we can also become one of those people who are more receptive to Krishna's mercy, want to serve. And then Krishna certainly will increase our reciprocation, his reciprocation. He's always reciprocating, but sometimes I'm like this. And then complain that I can't see you. But I turn my back to him. Especially when I'm in a bad mood. Honest question. One more question. Yes. Oh, I forgot to ask you again. Yes, I have to ask you. And then over the back. Sorry. Krishna is not letting you. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So, thank you for the amazing atmosphere. I am personally getting very interested with spirituality and enthusiasm.
I can't understand what you're saying though, but it sounds very nice, but I don't know what it is.
The atmosphere that you have created.
I didn't. No, don't put it on me.
So, Prabhuji, while I'm chanting, I'm facing problem. So many thoughts, plans, and the services that I am engaged in, which I have not fulfilled properly. So that guilt is also coming that I have to do this. I had to do this nicely. I could not do this properly.
It's hard for me to. What I heard is that you're getting problems when you're chanting, and you're thinking, "Oh, I have to do this. I have to do that." Is that?
Yeah, I'm not able to get rid of it. I have
not ready to get rid of what?
This thinking.
What thinking?
Plans and some services that I could not do properly. So that guilt is coming. So
okay. Was that your question? What to do?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhupada gave some good answer to what to do about that. Do you remember what he said?
We have to pray to Krishna that I am fallen, I can do nothing. Oh, energy of Krishna.
I'm trying, I'm failing. My mind is so strong. They keep saying these kind of things. Please help me. And then try your best to hear the holy names of Krishna. And if you don't help me, what hope do I have? Try your best. There's no magic formula, I think. We all would like some magic formula that all you have to do is take one pill and then your mind will be perfectly engaged in Krishna's service. I haven't found it works like that. We struggle. You try your best to be with Krishna in this way. Tell your mind to be quiet. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, he would pray to his mind, my dear mind, please be good. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur had a different mood. Bang, 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 bang. So somehow way or another, at some point we understand that my mind is giving me trouble. Usually I'm surrendered to my mind, so I don't even notice that it's giving me trouble. But when you sit down to chant, then it becomes more obvious. So, welcome to the world of being a conditioned soul, and the world where you need mercy. So, don't give up. Chant a little louder than your mind. Ask your mind. Sometimes you can beg your mind, just for one mantra, let me hear. Then you can be corrupt. But let me hear one mantra beginning with Hare. Okay? I'm saying that's how to say it. Just somehow or another, you can. But what happens sometimes is that we're trying to catch Krishna's names in the mantra, and then suddenly, by Krishna's mercy, we can hear. By Krishna's mercy. And then, if that happens by Krishna's mercy, then just hear and hear and hear and hear and hear and take full advantage of the mercy. And then he'll give you more. But you have to struggle. If you want to, you don't have to. But it depends what you want. Okay, you ready? We have to wait for the microphone to come. The problem is that I ignored him for 2 days. And he told me, if you know him well, told me if I don't call him, he's going to beat me. So I have, but not that is a joke, because he's not at all like that. Not even a little. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you for acknowledging it. So I think for this last 2 days, I wanted to ask this question, but I think in today's session, most of it got cleared, but still I would like to present the question. Okay. So you mentioned about Narad Muni when he left his material body and he awakened his spiritual body. And where you mentioned that he was very sincere and all he wanted was Krishna. He was determined as well. And he was very clear about it. And so he attained when he left his body, and so he attained the spiritual form because of those things. So those
always, because he wanted Krishna. Krishna had come to him
only,
and then he had disappeared, and that's all he wanted, is to be with Krishna. But it didn't stop with him just wanting to be with Krishna. He just chanted and chanted and chanted and chanted and chanted wherever he went. He lived his life. He wandered here. He wandered there. But everywhere he went, he just chanted and chanted and chanted and chanted. and that removed all obstacles, and at the same time his spiritual body was growing. So therefore, when he left this world, his spiritual body, his true identity was already developed.
So the thing that happened with Narad Muni, the experience he had by seeing Krishna, somewhat experience even I had, and I believe that everyone over here may have experienced something in the beginning of their spiritual journey. They have a higher taste, and then they lost. I think they lose it, and they try to gain it again and again. That's what I'm doing right now. But I'm not able to do it as much as Narad Muni did, with that kind of determination, that kind of wanting of Krishna.
Yes. So, you want to know what to do?
Yes.
Yeah, but I have the same question. What to do? We do it Narada Muni. We have to increase our taste, increase our desire, increase our prayer, increase our serving mood to the devotees, to Krishna, Vaishnavas, to Mahaprabhu. And we stand in front of Rasbihari. Do you sometimes just stand in front of Rasbihari and pray? So there's one mood, one atmosphere then, and then if you're outside in the street and the mind is going crazy, there's a completely different atmosphere. So which one do you like?
The inside one, when I pray.
Yeah, so always stay inside with Krishna, with Radharasbihari. That has to grow, and you have to contrast. Oh, this is what this tastes like, and this is what this tastes like. And I don't like this taste. I want that one. And then we forget, and then we remember, and then we forget, and then we decide, I don't want to forget anymore. At some point, we hope.
It's a gradual process.
It doesn't have to be, but yeah, it's actually a gradual process, because even those who are very advanced, some special mercy in this life, or progressed, it took some time, it took some births even. But if you say, I don't want to take many births, I want it now, well then you act like you want it now. What do you think?
Need to work.
Excuse me?
I need to work, I think.
But the work is pleasant. It's not like it's terrible work. It's not like working in a factory, banging steel or something like that. It's serving the devotees. And what service do you do?
Sorry?
What service do you do?
Book distributor.
Book distribution.
Bus.
Do you like doing that? Do you like distributing Bhagavad-gita?
Yeah, I do.
Actually?
Yeah.
Or are you just saying that
No,
because you have a microphone and everyone will know?
No, it changed me. I like to change everyone through.
You like to?
Change everyone through that.
You like to help others?
Yeah.
Good-hearted. But try your best, and then you pray to Krishna to help you. Yes, you also have to remember that we're trying to get the highest, topmost thing. Mukti dadati karchiti sma bhakti yoga. Krishna will give mukti, but very rarely he gives bhakti. We're trying to, the highest thing, the most amazing thing, the most subtle thing, the sweetest thing in existence is the relationship between the Brijbasis and Krishna and how Krishna deals with them. So to get the greatest thing, we can't expect it to be the easiest. Sometimes Prabhupada would say it's so easy. Sometimes he would say, like I'm saying now, this thing is not a cheap thing. Try your best. Okay? Hare Krishna. It's over. What to do? I had so many more plans. I wanted to chant another session together, but what can I do? I know what I can do. Tomorrow we'll meet again. If you like. Will you come? I'll try to answer your question tomorrow and yours also. You okay? I'll try my best. You know. I'm just joking. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Hare Nam Prabhu ki jai. SriSriRadhaRasbihari. Sri Golatai. Sri Taram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai. Srila Prabhupada Bhaktivinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hare Namo. If anyone wants me to sign a book, they have to get it first. Hare Krishna.